This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by Domain.com. Today on FilmRiot, we're going to show you how to make a cheap DIY background stand. Welcome to FilmRiot, the show that takes the mystery out of the effects and techniques going to some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and last week we did one of my favorite builds that we've ever done, and I think the best looking build we've ever done, which is our DIY slider, which came out really, really sexy looking, and is the one that I would not feel embarrassed to have on an actual set. It actually looks pretty cool. But the one thing about doing these DIYs and having interaction with you guys that's really cool is that you guys a lot of the times will help us improve upon our builds. For instance, check this out. Frank on Facebook says, just a thought you could substitute the rags with some very small furniture sliders. I thought this was a friggin' great idea, and I was kind of like a face slap that I didn't think of it myself. So I went out to Home Depot and I got these felt guards. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open them up, then take off one side of my slider. So you can take the plate off, but this is too thick. It's gonna make our platform stop on the pipe and not roll smoothly. So I'm gonna have to shave this down a bit. So I'm gonna take a razor, and of course be very careful when you do this and maybe use a tool that's less dangerous. There you go, now you have a felt stick on a diet. So now we can stick it through the top here. Make sure it all sticks flush. We're gonna do the same thing the other one. And if I could do it again, I would probably try to find a thinner strip. I don't know if they have thinner strips than this, but this is the one we got. It ended up being a bit too thick, so we're having to shave ours down. Now with it shaved down, I could remove and then slip this one through and stick it onto the top flush just like the other. And then I can slip this back on my pipe. So now with that in there, this is actually moving a lot smoother than it did before. So thank you, Frank, and everybody else who actually suggested that we do this. I wish I would have thought of it before, but that's what's so cool about this community. We can build stuff and you guys can help us perfect it. So again, thank you. But today we're gonna be showing you how to make a background stand for your green screen or muslin or whatever sheet you wanna put on it. These can go for somewhere in the area of $100 or more for the cheap range. So I figured why not jump on it and make one faux cheapy cheaps with PVC and Home Depot accessorize. Go. The portion that we're building today is actually pretty simple because you already know how to build half of it, and those are these stands. We're actually using the same exact light stand that we built in this episode, so if you want to know how to build it, go here and watch it. You'll need all those same things, but we just built a second one, so you're going to need two of them. So go to the episode and just build two of those light stands. Now, what you're gonna need extra on top of that is two 1/2-inch PVC end caps, a bag of 632 2-inch screws and nuts, a bag of 632 wing nuts, and a 3/4-inch PVC pipe. So what I'm about to show you is ridiculously easy. The hard part, which isn't even really hard, it's like a grown-up's Lego connector set, is building the two light stands, which again, you learn how to do in this episode here. But after you've done that, the only thing extra you need to do is build the bar that goes across. And to do that, we're gonna start by taking an end cap, and then we're gonna drill a hole right through the center of the end cap. And then do the exact same with the second end cap. Now we're gonna open up our bag of screws and nuts. We're gonna take one screw on a nut, all the way to the bottom, then thread it through, and then another nut, to lock that in. And then we're gonna do the exact same on the other side until you have this, which is kind of like Madonna bra when you're done, right? Now I popped on a bit of a fatter drill bit. I'm gonna take my 3/4-inch PVC pipe, go all the way to the end, and then I'm gonna drill a hole right through. And then do the exact same on the other side. Now with our tops done and our pipe ready to go, we're gonna take our stands, which obviously we haven't painted this one yet, but for the sake of time, we left it as is. Put the tops on the stands, set it to the height we want. And now with the toppers done and the pipe in the hole, basically we're just gonna thread it through like that to keep it on the top. And to do that, we're gonna use these wing nuts so we can secure it on and take it off easily each time. Now the reason I'm securing it down like this and not using a 90-degree elbow here just to connect it together is because if you use the 90-degree elbow, it'll end up getting disconnected if anybody bumps it at all, and then it would fall over the floor or whatever. With this, you can take it on and off whenever you want, and it's gonna stay on there. It's not gonna come apart if somebody bumps it, which is very, very important. But now let's take it inside and give it a shot.
Finally got the new business idea down. Tomorrow, I get my first domain name. Hello, Dibble Nibble. I'm your favorite domain Here to make all your wishes come true. No way. Magical. Everything I've ever wanted? As pertaining to web hosting and domain names. Oh. Gum drops and candy canes. Well? Bells and spells and coconuts and shells. Okay. Okie dokie, cancels calls by smoke. How are you supposed to help me? Whoa. You're right, I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah, I shouldn't have snapped. Snap the cup and take it back. Sweet God! If you want a domain name, you should be using domain.com. Really? I love you. Yeah? It's the one-stop shop for domain names. And if you need help coming up with a domain name, the domain discovery system will help you pick just the right one for you. That sounds amazing. I often watch you sleep. What? Plus, you need web hosting. Guess what they have? Web hosting? Yes! And if you use the coupon code FilmRiot at checkout, you get 15% off. Wow, that's great. Wowie, wow. A domain discovery system. Get a .com or .co. Web hosting. A world-class hosting infrastructure. And 15% off when you use the coupon code FilmRiot. Those are all amazing reasons to use domain.com. Yes, and also, if you don't, he drags you to hell. Oh, God. God has a job and a partner named Bob. Logo.
So now with my stand set up, I have a white sheet that I bought from Walmart, and I'm going to mount it onto this using some clamps. These are some clamps that I got from Amazon.com for super cheap in a pack of 6. You can also run over to Home Depot and get these clamps, which I think go for about 50 cents a piece. They're called spring clamps. In the film industry, we usually call these pony clamps. Either way, time to mount. So now that we have the sheet on there, since the sheet's pulling on either side to try to get all the wrinkles out, it's actually pulling on the stands pretty good. So now I'm gonna take a sandbag and mount it to the stand like so, and it is a lot more stable now, and it's not gonna fall over. But you don't need to use a sandbag if you don't have one. Just use anything that's heavy to mount on here to add some more stability. It's still a little wrinkly, so I'm taking some more clamps and just mounting them to the middle of the stands to pull on the sheet to try to pull out most of the wrinkles. We're gonna go for sort of that white apple background look. So we're trying to get out as much wrinkles as possible. Of course, we're gonna get that by blowing this white out, so some of these wrinkles shouldn't be an issue. And to light this, I'm using one LED as a kicker on Josh, a 500 softbox to light the left side of the screen, a 1K to light the right side of the screen, and our handy dandy $15 can light is Josh's key. So now that we have it set up, as you can see, we only have the right side lit, and we zoom in to fill the entire frame with the screen. And you can see that there's wrinkles on the left side of the screen, and this is how it works. We light the screen to get rid of all those wrinkles. Basically, we're just blowing out the white of that sheet back there. So now we're just gonna kick on the light on the left side, and ta-da, no more wrinkles. And now Josh looks like he's in a Mac commercial, and he can say stuff like magical and revolutionary, and it just works. So there you go, a DIY background setup. And this is really great for interview setups for videography or stand-ups like these, or for photography. If you want, you could go to the local fabric shop and get all sorts of backgrounds, one with patterns, different colors, whatever you want to do. You can do a bunch of cool stuff, but the good tips are make sure it's lit well to get rid of all the wrinkles. Another thing that you can do is put a light behind the sheet if you want to create that sort of in-camera vignetting effect on the background. But that's about it. Super cheap, super easy, and you can throw your green screen up on that to mount your green screen as well. That's it. I hope you found this episode to be helpful, but I do have 2 quick reminders, one of which is that if you haven't seen it, our teaser for the short film Tell, which has been a long time coming, is finally online. If you want to check it out, go to our Trying Films YouTube page, and if you like it, comment, rate it, and share it. Help us get the word out. The other thing is a cool thing that we're doing with you guys. If you jump over to our Trying Apparel site and buy something, a t-shirt, hoodie, it doesn't matter how many things you buy. You could buy one, you could buy them all. You will automatically be entered into a random drawing to win one of 5 Blu-rays that we're giving out at random to anybody who buys anything from our store between now and February 20th. And these are 5 Blu-rays that I personally picked out because they're some of my favorite films. And along with that Blu-ray, if you're the person that's picked, there will be a personalized note from me to you explaining why I like the movie so much. So jump over, buy something, and you could potentially get a free Blu-ray, one of my favorite films, along with your purchase in the mail, kind of like a Wonka golden ticket. So if you're interested, jump over and do that. But as always, you can follow me at twitter.com/Ryan_Conley, and I'll see you guys next time when I meet a really pale guy with eyes on his hands.
We just wanted to give people a product that was magical and revolutionary, and you know, it just works magically. Unicorns with magic in it. Retina display.